Guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for roles that were recast at the 11th hour and actually improved the film.
It's important, Marion. Trust me.
Number 10, Michael Cera, Barbie.
Oh, hi, Alan. There are no multiples of Alan. He's just Alan.
Yeah, I'm confused about that.
The casting director's first choice to play the only Alan in Barbie Land was someone who might be better known for his voice than his face. Jonathan Groff plays the lovable Kristoff in the Frozen franchise, and he was not happy about having to turn down Barbie due to scheduling conflicts. Ultimately, the part went to Cera, who has exactly the right go-with-the-flow energy to embody Ken's multicolor-clad friend.
All of NSYNC, Alan. Yes, even him. So come on.
Hey, you there.
What do we do?
Just get in the car and keep it singing.
Groff went on to star in the M. Night Shyamalan thriller Knock at the Cabin the same year. So this casting decision ended up being a win for everyone involved.
Here we go, ready?
I wanna put on my boogie shoes. Hey, boogie with you.
Number 9, Michelle Pfeiffer, Batman Returns.
I tried to save you to grab you.
Seems like every woman you try to save ends up dead. Or deeply resentful. Maybe you should retire.
After the success of 1989's Batman, producers had their pick of actresses eager to jump into Catwoman's shiny black boots for the sequel. They originally settled on Annette Bening, but she had to quit the production after she became pregnant. As the producers searched for a replacement, Sean Young was so determined to land the role that she showed up unannounced at Tim Burton's office to talk him into it.
I have a message for the director of Batman 2. How dare you not make time to see the Catwoman, not even so much as granting me a meeting.
She even went on the Joan Rivers show in costume to call out the director for refusing her phone calls. Of course, the part eventually went to Pfeiffer, who absolutely nailed the villain's attitude, charisma, and sex appeal.
Meow.
Number 8, Don Cheadle, Iron Man 2. It's unclear exactly why Terrence Howard was replaced for the sequel to the MCU movie that started it all. The stories are muddled, with some claiming he was hard to work with, and others saying it was just a contract dispute.
Next time, baby.
What we do know is that Don Cheadle got a phone call out of the blue, offering him the role of Rhodey, aka War Machine, with less than a day to make up his mind.
Hey, buddy. Didn't expect to see you here.
Look, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Let's move on.
I just
drop it.
All right, I'll drop it.
Cheadle had not seen a script and had no idea where the character was headed. And of course, no one knew that the MCU was going to explode into the behemoth it's become. We're glad Cheadle accepted the offer, and we're willing to bet that he is too.
Yes, this is Tony Stank. You're in the right place. Thank you for that. Never dropping that, by the way. Table for one, Mr. Stank. Please, by the bathroom.
Number 7, Mike Myers, Shrek. It's hard to imagine anyone else in the role now, but prior to his death in 1997, comedian Chris Farley was cast as the lovable green ogre. In fact, Farley had almost finished recording his dialogue when he suddenly passed away.
Help! A big, stupid, stinky, smelly, ugly ogre! I'm so scared! They judge me before they even know me.
Mike Myers was brought on to replace him, and the script was totally overhauled. Shrek went from an innocent do-gooder to a surly contrarian, but even then the character hadn't yet reached his final form.
Ah, help! Run! A big, stupid, ugly ogre. They judge me before they even know me.
After seeing an early cut of the movie, Myers wanted to re-record all of his dialogue with a Scottish accent. Producer Jeffrey Katzenberg went along with it, and the result is the massively successful franchise you know today.
I love you.
Really?
Really, really.
Number 6, Claire Danes, Romeo and Juliet. You've probably heard that in the original play, the pair of star-crossed lovers are very young.
Our nurse, my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth.
So it makes sense that 13-year-old Natalie Portman was first cast in the role of Juliet. Unfortunately, when they put her next to 21-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio as Romeo, the studio realized it wasn't a good look.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine?
She was soon replaced with Claire Danes, who was 17 at the time. Still younger than her co-star, but at least the age gap wasn't quite so problematic. The decision was a smart one, since Danes was perfect in the part, and the on-screen chemistry between the two leads is electric.
As faith turned to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not while my prayers effect I take.
Number 5. Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop.
I have no idea what Johnny Banana, but can I have my money? Can I say it slow for you? Look, I need $5,000. Read my lips. $5,000 is what I need.
Imagine a version of this movie that has tons of violence, no humor, and stars Sylvester Stallone as Axel Foley. That's the movie we almost got. After being cast in the lead role, Stallone took the liberty of completely rewriting the script, adding more action and removing most of the comedy.
Mission accomplished.
The studio and producers didn't like the changes, so Stallone left the picture just 2 weeks before it was supposed to begin shooting. Fortunately, Eddie Murphy was eager to take over the part, and was even encouraged to improvise many of his lines. The result is one of the funniest and most successful action comedies of all time.
If you fall too far behind, don't be afraid to honk, okay?
Where we going anyway?
Don't worry about it, just follow my lead. Another perfect place, you guys will love it. Trust me.
Number 4. Hugh Jackman, X-Men.
Sabretooth. Storm. What do they call you? Wheels?
Not many actors can say they've played the same character in 9 different movies and counting. Even as the other mutants were recast in the prequels, Jackman has carried on thanks to Logan's incredibly slow aging process. But it almost didn't happen. Dougray Scott was initially cast as Wolverine in the first X-Men film. However, he wasn't able to wrap up filming his scenes in Mission Impossible 2 and had to bow out.
This is what's known as getting your gun off.
X-Men was already several weeks into filming by the time Jackman signed on to replace Scott. The role turned into his breakout performance and helped launch a major superhero franchise.
Storm, can you get me up there?
I can't control it like that. You could fly right over the torch.
Then let me go. If I don't make it, then at least you can still blast the damn thing.
Number 3. Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Fox was always the first choice to play Marty McFly, but Family Ties producer Gary David Goldberg wasn't too keen on letting the young star step away from the sitcom. Instead, the creators cast Eric Stoltz, who was fresh off an impressive turn as Rocky Dennis in Mask. Director Robert Zemeckis shot over a month of footage with Stoltz before accepting the fact that the actor couldn't give the comedic performance that was needed.
He's a magnificent actor, but his comedy sensibilities were very different than what I had written with Bob. And he and I just never were able to make that work.
Once he had confirmed that Fox could indeed take over the part, Zemeckis made the difficult decision to fire Stoltz. It was tough for everyone at the time, but the result is a nearly perfect trilogy that has held up for almost 4 decades.
But I wanted to tell you that it's been educational.
Marty, will we ever see you again?
I guarantee it.
Number 2. Harrison Ford, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You want to talk to God? Let's go see him together. I've got nothing better to do.
If it wasn't for Magnum P.I., Tom Selleck would have probably become Indiana Jones. Selleck had already committed to the TV series when George Lucas and Steven Spielberg approached him to play the iconic archaeologist.
You put in your tour, you can get out. Can't do that. Well, why not? We're a team. Can't split up the team. Only thing keeping you guys alive is me.
CBS would not let Selleck out of his contract, and with only 3 weeks left before shooting was scheduled to start, Raiders still had no Indy. While there are some discrepancies about how exactly Harrison Ford got the part, cast he eventually was, with the more popular story having Spielberg and Lucas meeting the actor after the former watched The Empire Strikes Back and thinking he'd be perfect after his turn as Han Solo. The rest, as Indy himself might say, is history.
I'll be all right.
No, you won't.
We need to do this.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry. Imagine Frank Sinatra reading this famous line.
The most powerful handgun in the world and would blow your head clean off. If
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Ben Whishaw, Paddington. Colin Firth left after the production realized his voice just didn't fit the young bear.
Paddington? Paddington?
Paddington? Oh, sorry. I like it.
Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me? Julianne Moore almost played the downtrodden forger with alcohol use disorder.
I've been thinking about writing a new book about what happened and what I did and about you, if you'll let me.
Gina Davis, A League of Their Own. Deborah Winger walked away from the part of Dottie after Madonna was cast.
Okay, you haven't got a curveball left, okay? I don't have a curveball left? You've been watching the third inning.
Christian Bale, American Psycho. Director Mary Herron fought hard to cast Bale after Leonardo DiCaprio dropped out.
Most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should, because it's not just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends, it's also a personal statement about the band itself. Hey, Paul!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Viggo Mortensen, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Then Sauron the Deceiver gave to them 9 rings of power. Blinded by their greed, they took them without question, one by one, falling into darkness.
It might sound unbelievable now, but both Daniel Day-Lewis and Nicolas Cage were offered the part of Aragorn. That certainly would have made for a very different movie. Irish actor Stuart Townsend was actually cast as the rightful king of Gondor, but he was only in his late 20s at the time. During production, director Peter Jackson realized he was too young to play the rough and weathered Ranger of the North.
Does it give you memories or ideas?
Ideas.
If that had been permanent, I'd have been very upset.
One of the executive producers suggested Mortensen as a replacement, and the actor's young son, who was a fan of the novels, convinced him to accept. It's rare that an actor embodies a character so perfectly, but it feels like Mortensen was born to play this role.
My friends. You bow to no one.
Which recasting do you think saved the movie? Be sure to let us know in the comments below.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.